What are coroutines? Firstly, in order to understand coroutines, you need to understand how your application works when the user launches the application. So, by default, when you launch an application, a default thread is created, the main thread. And this is the thread on which all the operations are performed. And the operations are performed in a linear fashion, line by line. What that means is that the next line of code has to wait for the previous line of code to finish execution. And those operations are small operations like UI interaction, mathematical operations, small logical operations. So on the main thread we perform small operations. Now, what about the long and heavy operations, such as the ones which require the use of internet, like upload or download a file, loading or displaying an image, or running some heavy database queries? Well, if you run these heavy operations, because the code is executed in a linear fashion, the next line of code will have to wait until this heavy operation is done. And that will block the main thread. So the main thread will not be able to do anything else while it's performing that heavy operation. And this will appear to the user like the application has freeze. And if the main thread remains blocked for a longer time, the app will crash. Therefore, running those heavy operations on the main thread is not recommended. To solve this situation, we have a solution. Instead of using the main thread to perform those long operations, we can create background threads to perform those long operations. We can create a thread to perform network operations. We can create another background thread to download the file, and we can create a background thread to perform database queries. By doing this, now the main thread will become free for the other small operations. Those background threads seems to be like a solution, but there is a limit of how many background threads you can create, because the device will run out of memory if you create too many, and the application will crash again. Therefore, creating many background threads is not a solution. So what is the next solution? And here comes into action coroutines. So when we use coroutines, we don't have to create so many background threads for each operation. Instead, we can just have one background thread on which we can launch a coroutine. So you can launch a coroutine to perform the long heavy operations like uploading a file. You can launch another coroutine on the same background thread to do some network operations. And similarly, you can launch another coroutine to download the file. And you can have more coroutines to perform other long and heavy operations. With just one thread, you can perform so many heavy operations. So this is what coroutines are. They are like threads in the sense that they can run in parallel. They can wait for each other and communicate with each other, but they work within a thread. They are not threads. And you can create thousands of coroutines without any memory problem. Now, how to use coroutines? To use coroutines, you need to first create a Kotlin project. So I'm going to open IntelliJ IDE. Click on Create New Project. I'm going to call it Kotlin Coroutines. For the language, select Kotlin, and for the build system, now select Gradle. And after I selected Gradle, this option down here, Gradle DCL, appeared. From here, select Kotlin, and then click on Create. Now our project is going to be created, and also you should make sure that you have internet connection in order to be able to have the project created. Once the project is created, just go on the left hand side of the project pane and double click on build.gradle, because here we're going to integrate our coroutines, and we'll go inside here where it says dependencies, and here we're going to integrate our coroutines. And here we need to paste this statement, this one. So I'm going to copy this, and this is going to integrate coroutines in our project, and I'm going to paste it here. Now, this on the top, this icon now appears here. So if you click on, if you hover over, it says load Gradle changes, and this is gonna integrate the coroutines and it's gonna apply the changes. So I'm gonna click on this icon. Just wait a little bit. Alright, now our project is ready and now we can use coroutines. But first I'm gonna create a file, so click on src, click on main, right click on Kotlin, go to new and select Kotlin class file, select file, and I'm gonna call it main. And press enter. And now we have our file. And now I'm gonna start a discussion about coroutines.